This is not even a company car, Chris's Defender, but you should have put it through the company because he keeps taxiing me around in it, using it as a company car. We are off to Josh's. He's given us a call. He said the BMW is ready for collection. He's picked up some footage for us, which is nice. Brilliant. Yeah. So let's head over there. Let's pick that car up and let's hopefully get this one finished, crunch the numbers, and find one of you new owners for it. Let's get over there.
Welcome back to the channel and a new video on the BMW 2 Series. How is that? Right, I won't be taking you through this one as such. I've got to hand it over to another technician, but we've got the car in, we've got an oil leak, we've got low pressure fuel codes, and we've got the Vanos code. So I suspect the Vanos unit is defective, and that's probably causing the high pressure codes and that, because the high pressure fuel pump is on that exhaust cam. I suspect, unless there's something else wrong with it. So I'll let him strip it down and I'll try and cut in and get what filming I can, and then cut in at the end, I suppose. So technician stripped it apart while I was off. So this is the inlet side, the Vanos pulley bolt. So that's a special bolt, you need a special socket for it, and you can see there's a mesh screen in there. But if I take you over now to the exhaust one, that sits in here. So this is the exhaust camshaft pulley. The timing and everything was spot on, by the way. You can see that's all broken up, and let's take this apart and see if we can see anything wrong with this inside. And so the timing chain sits on this outer, obviously the outer section, and then the inner section is bolted to the car, so the camshaft. And you can see that there's some debris underneath the pin, so this pin locks it all together. So it goes, I'd have to get a tripod or get someone to hold the camera. So this bit bolts to the cam, and then this pin locks it together. So oil pressure effectively pushes this pin out, and then that allows the movement in the middle of the cam. I know I'm not explaining it very well, but hopefully that explains a bit. So then this in turn allows the centre of this camshaft to turn. Now, you haven't seen, there you are, you can just see it. What happens is that bit of mesh goes in there, and can you see that's cracked? So if we pull that apart, that'll fall out. These little scraper rings are what holds oil pressure, and you can see that's broken off. So without those scraper rings in there, the oil pressure, one, allows the pin to move, but it also gets in between those scrapers and basically moves, allowing for variable timing. And what you can hear is it rattling around because it's losing oil pressure, and this is broken. You can see it's been broken for a little while because it started to actually polish the edge of where it snapped off, the edge of the casting. So yeah, and that will be what it is. So it needs a new bolt, and what we'll probably do is replace both these bolts on the inlet side as well to stop this happening to the other one. But that is what's failed on that car. So the technician has put the new VVT pulley on and two new bolts. We changed both the bolts, just going back together, and he said it felt funny coming apart, and he said I forgot to mention it, but it felt funny coming apart. And if you have a look, there's no threads in I'd say most of these holes. That one looks alright, thankfully, but they've basically just stripped all the threads out. You can see there is just no threads left, and it looks like they've then put chemical metal in it, especially in that one. So they know they've done it. There's like chemical metal in there to try and hold the bolts down. And I did one. So what we're using is a thread repair kit, and we are just putting inserts in. I prefer time inserts rather than the wire wheels, but we don't have any, so we are using, some people call them helicoils, but effectively wire inserts. So we're basically making the thread bigger, and then we're winding these little inserts in. Now I have done one already just to make sure it all went smoothly. So you can see the wire insert is in there, so that's good. Now it's annoying when this happens, don't get me wrong. Look, you can see the chemical metal on there. I wondered what it was when I was drilling it out. There's a chunk of it that fell out somewhere on this one. I think I've blown it out, but yeah, I wondered what it was, and it's chemical metal. You can see it all over the threads, all over here. It's all nasty. Now, when you're tightening rocker covers, these do have a torque figure, and a lot of people will want to use that torque figure. Personally, I'm not that fussed about using a torque wrench on it. You just, you get to know how tight something is. If you don't know, torque it up. But there is the interesting thing about these bolts is they have a shoulder on them anyway. So if you're tightening this down, even if you're over tightening it, you're never making it any tighter. Like, you can't just tighten this up to stop a leak, because there's a shoulder. You can see the gasket. This new gasket sits below this shoulder. If I get the camera angle right, there we go. And you effectively just tighten it till it stops, and it will squash the gasket up into making a seal. So all anyone is doing by over tightening these is just stripping threads. Once that is tight, it's tight. There is no going any further. So either someone has put this on and it hasn't been lined up properly and they've gunned it and it's gone cross-threaded on all of them, or they've just over tightened it, which is what I suspect's happened, and stripped all the threads. But like I say, they 100% know they've done it, because there is chemical metal in everywhere, which makes it harder, because you've now got to clean that chemical metal out. Otherwise it's going to end up bursting through the head. So never a dull moment, I suppose. But I will try and set a tripod up to show you. Actually, I don't think I've got the tripod on me, so I can just try and leave my phone set up and see if we can get some footage.
Don't forget, with this little car, if you're going to be interested in buying it, it has never been actually damaged, but this vehicle is still listed as a write-off. Of course, when we buy every vehicle, we always use the one-stop shop Car Vertical, and if you're going to buy a vehicle, I'd recommend that you do the same. There's a nice little discount displayed up on screen now. You can use that from any browser, or if you hit the link that we've got displayed in the description, it'll automatically include your discount and divert you to Car Vertical. So this one, clearly stated here on the 7th 2023, was written off Category N non-structural damage. We beg to differ whether this one actually has got any damage on it. Average market price, you can see there, specs, equipment, and the bit I love about every Car Vertical check is the timeline, because it tells you all of the MOT history, any plate transfers it's had, any failures it's had, any accidents, any number plate changes. I'm sure I've just said that. You pretty much get everything you're going to need when you're buying a car on this check. I want to thank Car Vertical once again for the continued support.
So this Astra kind of struck really after the MOT, or not after the MOT. It wasn't quite running right. It runs, the car runs, but it's not quite running right. Now it's throwing up 2 fault codes, which I will show you now. One of them is the low fuel pressure. So you can ignore that top one, actually that was me. But basically it was coming up with low fuel pressure system, pressure too low. And now when it's running, it's coming up with high pressure fuel, pressure too low, which does make sense because obviously if the low pressure side's low, so will the high. Now there's only one sensor on these, and I do think that the low pressure must be at fault, or there is a leak somewhere. I need to just have a look, because I've known high pressure fuel pumps to leak before on these, and that could also cause it, because the low pressure system will just be pumping straight through the high pressure system. But you look, when we're running sort of like 200 psi roughly, it's varying massively. It's now stalled, it's now gone up, interestingly. Do you know what, the fact that went up, I am wondering if this is a high pressure fuel pump leaking and it stopped leaking in a certain position, but I don't know. But it's just not making anywhere near the pressure that it needs to make, so it's just not running right on idle. It's a huge difference to what it should be, which I'll show you in a second. So we've got another vehicle here, which is actually mine, so we can do some testing. And when it's running, this one, same engine, it's automatic, that's the only difference really, and it's not facelift, but you can see it's sitting about 3000 psi, which is massively more than the sort of 200 that we're getting on the other one. So it's good to have a known reference. Now I'm not gonna hide it, I actually did nick the rail sensor and just switch it around, just because it was the quickest way of determining if that was the fault. So what we're going to do now is make sure the ECU etc is okay with a little voltmeter. So this is a little voltage reference probe, so it puts basically 5 volt, up to 5 volt in sections. I don't know which one is going to need to be, I don't think it really matters. It looks like we've got the right one first time. So you can see we're just in the middle pin. No, I don't think that can be right. There we go, we're in the right pin now. So when we go up and down with the voltage, you can see the pressure's changing, because that's how that sensor reads. So we know the ECU and the wiring is okay. I know the sensor's okay because I just swapped it out for one that we know is good, and this car is still running absolutely fine with the old sensor in it. I know someone's been there before because that sensor plug is broken, but we have definitely got I would say a leak maybe somewhere. I've got a sneaking suspicion that this high pressure fuel pump is leaking. It's just not letting it build up pressure, so just trying to think of the way of how to tell this really. One test is just smell the oil, because if it's leaking into the oil, it does smell a bit petrol-y. I don't know if that's excessive though. So look, there should be an awful lot of testing, not guessing. But to be honest with you, I've got the luxury of having my own car. That's my BMW there. We've got the components and they're a doddle to swap. So to be honest, this is the easiest test to do. So that's what we do. We'll crack on. We'll swap the high pressure fuel pump out and see if that pressure comes up. If it does, it needs a high pressure fuel pump. My one's not going anywhere for a little while, so I assume we'll just order another one for that one, so that Rob and Chris can get this car on the way. Because I'm waiting for a logbook for that anyway, because it's got private plate on it, so I don't need it. And yeah, we'll get it done and see what happens. And when you look at that, we've got rail pressure back to where it should be, and the car runs alright. We're gonna have to clear the light out obviously, but let's see what comes up with. Just clear them out. Just let it clear. Light's gone. ABS has come on, but that's because we're mucking around with the it switched the ignition off. But yeah, so that is a fix. So all down to that faulty fuel pump. They are quite common on these basically, so the codes had gone, and it started. I could hear it started quicker, and also the injectors sound a lot more rattly now because they're getting full pressure. So yeah, it's someone knew about that because the fuel rail pressure sensor, the little tab's missing. So someone's been there, someone's been trying things on it before, but yeah, running better, and yeah, ready to go. So we'll give it a final quick check over in a little while when it cools down, and then I'll get him to come and pick the car up.
Exactly where we dropped it off, we pick it up. Unfortunately, Josh is away for the weekend, so he's left today. But guys, I've said it before, I say it time and time again, Josh is our resident Land Rover expert, but also any jobs like this. So if you're in the local area and you need any work done, there he is. You just heard his explanation there on video, and he's done a cracking job. Let's get it back to the yard. Oh, it's so nice to have this car back, and I'm cracking straight on with a little cowling now. I was a bit disappointed when this cowling arrived because the microphone wasn't inside it. It looked like it was in the picture, but I actually had to order it, and it ended up costing double the amount because, of course, that was just as expensive as the cowling. Tayna, I've just arrived with a nice new battery. This has got just a second-hand one in it that we use for just to get the cars going. So we've got the correct battery for the car. We're getting that fitted in there. We're getting that bolted down. And I'm going to move on as well and put a pump in there and a tyre inflator kit because we've got it all here. I don't need to explain it again, do I? So let's just show it. Set the time and date. Service due 800 miles. I need to reset that. I already did a service. Door open. Tyre pressure low. Now you can see they're in there, and there is no longer an SRS fault. It has got a brake pad wear sensor fault as well, and tyre pressures. But just going around the back, let's in fact turn the engine off because of the noise. New battery. Huge thank you again to Tayna Batteries. Guys, if you want any kind of battery for any vehicle, Tayna are your ones. I'm going to stick a discount code up on screen now you can use on their website, or when you give them a call and order a battery, of course you can mention that discount code as well and get a bit off. Somebody had stolen the pump out the back of this one and the tyre liquid and also the little first aid kit, but we had them all. I do not know what vehicle they come out of. You can see that bag's not in the best condition, but the contents are like new. The pump's never been used, and that's a sealed unit as well. We have got all of our toolkit and locking wheel nut. So that is this car. Lovely. Now I was just going to plug it in and tell it it's got a new battery, but I don't think I'm going to do that until, I'll put that in around the wrong way while I'm talking. I don't think I'm actually going to do that until I've done the brake pads and the other little fault that's coming up on the dashboard. I want to kind of cure everything in one hit. But it did have two advisories for two of the tyres, and I know we previously mentioned that this car's got an odd tyre, so that one there looks okay, and that one there is an all-weather tyre. So let's head to A2 tyres, get that sorted out, and get that TPMS light sorted out. We really are getting there with this car now. We're going to be wrapping it up very shortly. Well, I'm not going to get into it too much. We are over at A2 tyres. Now this back wheel was I don't even know what it was now, Pirelli, let's say. It was a Pirelli this side, and it was a Pirelli here. They was exactly the same tyres, same sort of tread depth on them. That was a run flat, but that one wasn't. So that one had been rung over. But we knew that, didn't we? Because of the crack in the wheel that had been welded up. So the garage or whoever, someone's nicked the wheel off that car, basically. This side was an all-weather tyre that was 2 years older than the car, so that had to go. And then going round to this side, it was completely odd to the rest of the car. The brand of it was completely different, and of course, that one was a non-run flat as well. So I just said, you know what, this is such a lovely car. Put 4 new tyres on it. 4 mid-range tyres. They're over there doing that now. They're going to balance them up, and then of course we're going to take it round for tracking. You can actually see the welding on that wheel, how bad it is. Of course, once we take the wheels off to Smarts, they'll do a lot nicer job on them. Now, Josh did say it had a braking fault as well. It popped up with a light, and I've just been all the way around it, and I can see it has got 4 new sets of pads in it. So it's actually a wear sensor. So I'm going to stop on the way back, grab a wear sensor for it as well, and hopefully that's the last light on the dashboard that we can turn absolutely miles out as usual. It did seem to drive all right, but the young lad is going to get it about right. Let's leave him to it. Right, mate.
Right, mate. It's that time.
We worked really hard in this video, or not?
Well,
Josh certainly worked
sometimes
hard.
it ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly, and
we're the first to like hold our hands up.
yeah,
We wouldn't have tackled that job.
stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
So, I mean, as soon as he's pulled that barrier, I'm not even going to go over it. He's done it, and the car is fixed. I've just took it. I've had 4 tyres done. That car has got one light left on the dashboard, and that is a brake pad wear sensor. The brake pads are all new. I'm going to whip round and get one in a minute. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to clear the codes down and tell the car it's got a new battery. It drives straight as an arrow. The car has never ever been smashed up. We know that, don't we? It is a Cat N. They said it was rear damaged. It's never been damaged.
No.
That car is fantastic. I've just hunted through the internet. I know what they're worth. I think we're going to be asking a great price for it, Chris. The numbers.
Right.
It was a bargain when we bought it.
Yeah, you buy your profit, don't you, at the start? Right, purchase price £3,250.
Unreal.
Plus fees. Yeah, absolute bargain. That came out the door at 3,866.80.
Still a bargain.
Still a bargain. Then we've got steering column, £100. Stalks, £70. Microphone, £30, and the cowling for the microphone, because slightly different.
It was, yeah.
One that came with it, £25. Now I've added on here the brake pad wear sensor.
Yeah.
You've got to go and get £27.
That's it.
Now we've got oil and filter times 2, because we've done it, and then obviously since then the oil's got slightly diluted.
As Josh said, it's going to have fuel in it. Change the oil.
So it's got to be done again.
So it's got to be done again, yeah.
So we got £180 there. Number plates £20. Now Josh has done us a trade price
For all of the work carried out, yeah.
including the MOT, which is £800, which is
We're more than happy with that.
yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
He's looked after us yet again.
Yeah, of course.
Then we got new battery.
That was from Tayna Batteries, and of course, I'll in the time lapse there, I'll put up a little display of the discount code for Tayna Batteries. We swear by them.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And as soon as I leave here today, I've got to go home and fit that one, the other one that's been sent out on my car. So
They've supplied that free of charge.
they have
So,
indeed. Sorry, I got carried away there.
Then we got tyres times 4, tracking, balance, £400 all in.
Yeah, I just went for mid-range tyres.
Yeah.
It's not a supercar, is it? It's
No.
only a little 3-cylinder, and yeah, that drives lovely now.
And that is all we have spent to date. Now, are we doing wheel refurb?
We are going to do wheel refurb on it, I
we
think.
have got an additional cost there when we have the wheels refurb. But as we stand now, we've got total of £5,518.80p.
It's a lot of car for that money, Chris, honestly.
Well, once you've done the wheels,
Yeah,
see, it'll allow us a little bit more than that.
yeah.
We're going to ask £9,500.
Yeah.
£9,500 for that. Cheapest one out there.
It's £4,000 cheaper than any other one that's listed for sale.
Well, that you can find.
Yeah, that I can find. It's done super lovely low mileage, that car. And we know that
One
Charlie
from new.
has had it from brand new. And because they reached out to us, I didn't reach out to them, they actually supplied us with the spare key for
it's
it.
brilliant.
Yeah, obviously we're going to buy them some flowers and chocolates for that spare key, but that we won't even count that in there. But it was really nice of them to actually offer us that.
Yeah.
We know that car's been really looked after. She always looked after it. She bought it new, and really she was gutted to see it go. She's since, of course, replaced her car. You get so many people say, why don't you sell it back to that person? Of course, they got bored of waiting for it to come back from that garage.
They've moved on, haven't they?
That's it, mate, on that little car,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
that's going to give us a pre-tax profit of 3,981.20 less the wheel refurbs.
We'll take that.
So we're going to be about £3,500 up on
Yeah,
that.
about £3,500. And
Yeah.
that is the aim of mine and Chris's game.
That's it.
This is what we do. We do say it all the time. This is our full-time job first, YouTube. Unfortunately, sorry guys, does come second.
Yeah.
We are filming what we do. Our aim is to buy a car in, make some money out of it, and get it out the door. And of course, we're filming it for you guys to follow. If you did enjoy this video, of course, we would appreciate that thumbs up. If you haven't followed us already, on our socials, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. The Instagram is the one to look out for because that is where I list all of our beautifully finished cars for sale. Once you do see them go up on our Salvage Rebuilds Instagram for sale, you'll need to email me, sales, SIUK, @gmail.com. I would like to run around in that car for a week. It sat in a yard for over a year. Even though we've serviced it, I just want to get it out, stretch its legs, and just use it for a little while.
And we've got to get the wheels refilled.
We have indeed.
We've got to drop the oil and filter.
Yeah.
We've got to do that brake pad. So we get all that done.
I should think it's probably going to be on Instagram in the next week to 10 days. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't narrow that down for everyone that's going to be patiently waiting for it. But thank you all again for watching. Don't forget, hit that share button. We really, really do appreciate it. And for anything that we've used, car vertical, Tayna batteries, etc. Josh, the links for all of those are in the description down below. So just under the title, it says more. Click on that. You'll get the description and everything's in there. We'll see you very, very soon in the next one.
No joke, Rob.
No joke,
Do you know
Chris.
what also?
Go on.
I should apologise to anyone who went to Leeds Castle to the car show because...
Oh yeah, because your Morris was playing around and he didn't end up doing it. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm gutted because it looks $1 million, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And we're just getting it ready to load on the Ricky.
Yeah.
To take it over to Beastie ready for the morning.
And it's playing up.
And it's cut out.
Yeah.
And yeah, can't risk taking it on the road like that.
No.
So, yeah, sorry to anyone who showed up.
I think most people were.
But it's an amazing car show, like a car event. That cars, was it called Motors on the Moat?
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to still go, are you, and have a wander round? Do you think?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly, but we are.
This video will go out a long time after that's over, but
so,
yeah.
But just sorry to anybody.
Yeah.
But, right.
All right, mate. Nice one. Let's go and get that car and push it back.